Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Emma. Today I'll be reacting to RWBY Volume 7, Chapter 7. I'm terrified. I'm scared. Does that cover it? Let's read this. How far would you be willing to go to do what's right? I came to this little bit here for some, inspiration that hopefully, it will seem a bit more cheery. But apparently not. Apparently not. Anyways, we're gonna start this in 3, 2... Okay, wait. Before that, let's not get carried away yet. Guys, remember to check this out. I'll link in the description. Remember, just remember to check and actually watch it on Rooster Teeth. You know, don't use this as a substitute. I'm sorry. I'm being a bit weird. It's just how I am today. Anyways, we're gonna start this 3, 2, 1 now. Okay. When it decides now is time.
Keep dreaming
about a better world. You keep wishing for some clarity. Always hoping that a lightning bolt is gonna save you from this gravity. You're holding up for some romantic life, but when you wake up in a world of charm. I'm too tired to care. Pretty much. I still think Penny getting accused is BS. Just trying to say that. Just out right off the bat. But right now we're not in a good place. Sorry, I stopped for a second. But I'm just worried. The group is split up a bit, obviously. Because, you know, it's supposed to be their day off. Their day of rest, just to not be of rest. When the day you waited for will come. I remember when I first heard this, and I was like, the song's good and all, but I don't really, And now I'm just thinking, like, enjoying all of it. I'm trying to think of how this is going to go and what's going to happen, but I can't. It's very difficult. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Aw, Penny! Oh.
Citizens of Mantle.
A reflection.
Following a recent grim attack, the temporary prohibition of assembly is now suspended. There are to be no public gatherings of any kind. Please conduct your business before curfew. This is for your own safety.
Hey! Stop right there! Stop running! Wait!
No military officials have gone on record to say the footage was doctored. Many citizens are still insisting that the Protector of Mantle be deactivated.
No! F that! Sorry, I'm gonna defend that so much. Oh, is that... I guess that means Fiona's okay, I think. Oh, but this is not good.
Civilian, you are obstructing an Atlas military operation.
Not good for you.
Everything all right over here?
Oh.
Hello?
Yeah, they're still there. So is that her semblance? Oh, hey, Robin.
This is the worst case scenario.
God damn it.
More people are dead. Penny's been framed, and somehow Jacques Schnee is sitting on the council.
That's the second shipment for Amity that was hit today. It seems election night was the last push Robin needed to go from hometown hero to full-on vigilante.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
afraid the problem is more complicated than that.
It seems Robin has emboldened our suppliers in Mantle. They're refusing to sell us provisions until the city is adequately repaired. With Robin redistributing the goods her team has stolen, the Amity project is completely stalled.
But we're so close. There has to be some way we can finish the tower.
There is. Declaring martial law.
Oh, no.
You're not.
actually considering that, are you?
What's more important? Establishing communication to unite the world? Or appeasing a few city blocks?
Don't make it sound trivial when
Yeah.
you know it isn't. You keep talking about how we just need a little more time, but you're not the one having to struggle.
We have all had to make sacrifices for the greater good. Mantle has had to bear a lot of the burden, yes.
Oh, more.
They're bearing all of it.
Yeah.
The longer this waiting game goes on, the harder each day gets for people down there. And now you want to send in more soldiers? You can't force people to fall in line. If you do that, you'll just
Oh,
be
this isn't gonna
trading
end well,
all of these
Nora, but I
problems for
get
the
it.
grim. Please, General Ironwood. Squeezing Mantle this way, that kind of division plays right into Salem's hands. That's why Tyrion is here framing you.
Right. The reason we called you here in the first place. You're sure this was the man you saw?
Yes,
Tyrion
exactly.
Hallows was accused of murders all across Anima. A homicidal maniac who escaped justice when his prison transport was attacked by Grimm. After that, he was never seen again.
Well, he works for Salem, and he's here.
If we ever had any doubts Atlas was Salem's next target, I think those are officially out the
Yeah.
window.
But now we have a suspect. We can tell the people.
That a long-lost serial killer is loose in Mantle and the military has no idea where he is. Might make things worse before they get better.
I am so sick of secrets. If we just told everyone about Amity, about Salem.
We can't! If we
Ooh.
talk about Amity now, we risk Salem's forces, who we know are here, working to sabotage it. If we tell them about Salem now, we risk falling to the Grimm before we can reunite.
Yeah, that
remnants.
is a big
We
issue
have
that we have to...
to finish the tower. I want Robin Hill in custody. We can offer her a deal
Ooh.
if she gets Mantle to cooperate.
We'll figure it out.
Anyone not assisting with Robin needs to focus on Tyrion. I want to know who he's working with, where he's hiding, what he's planning, and how exactly that video of Penny got all over my kingdom. Do I make myself clear?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
no
sir.
questions. I was gonna say, yeah, that's what's
Yes,
happening. Ooh, hey, Ren. That was loud. Yeah,
Looks
Nora
like we're approaching 51st.
wants nothing to do with this.
Thanks again for the assist on this, you two. Now, we may all be split between different trucks, but we need to be ready to act as one in case Robin's team takes the bait. If your truck is hit, pursue immediately. Everyone else will move in as fast as possible. Going radio silent. Over.
Do you think we should have told Ironwood about Salem before he put so much on the line for Amity?
Sounds like you do.
Yeah.
I trust Ruby, but I think he deserves to know what he's stepping into. We all did. You don't agree?
Look around. The embargo, the military presence, the restrictions on assembly. He's a bit prone to overreacting.
Yeah, hard to argue with that. Still, he didn't have a lot of good options.
I'm not sure there are many good options left for any of us anymore. Keeping secrets, taking lives, it makes you wonder how far we're going to have to go to keep doing the right thing.
There you go.
We did what we had to do.
I know. But next time, I want to make sure we don't have to. And I can tell you, ambushing a huntress who's just trying to help isn't an option I'm thrilled about choosing.
I can
Maybe
see
we
both
shouldn't.
sides of this.
How is she doing?
She's confused, scared. We'll have her recorded visual data shortly. That should prove her innocence, but the damage has already been done.
There's
Things
Maria in the
people are
background.
saying about her. If Penny hadn't been there, Robin would be.
I don't think Robin was their target.
Yeah, no.
Salem's goal has always been to divide us. I think Penny was exactly where they wanted her.
Ugh.
Just like at the Vital Festival.
And just like back then, someone is using our own technology against us. This doctored footage of Penny came from her work all around Manor. Stolen straight from our surveillance network.
Ugh. Hacking. Technology.
Honestly,
Why can't
same,
people
Maria.
just do what they used to and fight to the death?
A lot simpler, if you ask me.
It's simpler,
Well, if
but
we're
maybe we
dealing
shouldn't
with the
do that
same
part.
enemy
But
for
yeah.
Beacon, hacking into Mantl's system would be simple. Fortunately, the rest of Atlas is running on an upgraded network.
And how would someone get
Keep it
access to that
upgraded, then.
network?
Well, only a few people have clearance. Ironwood, the Council, our cybersecurity and surveillance leads, and maybe a select few who oversee critical systems like sewage or the...
Okay, make that shorter. That's too many
The
people.
Heating Grid run in partnership with the Schneedas Company. What are you thinking?
Oh!
I don't know yet, but something
No, it's
isn't
not
right.
Weiss. Oh my god.
Understatement of the century.
And how are you doing?
If Maria hadn't offered to help me these past weeks, I'd have likely collapsed by now. Getting a communications tower into the sky seems impossible on its own, but now, to think of what people want to do to my girl.
Ugh.
Even if the worst does happen, you can always reactivate her again. So maybe try not to worry so much.
There's a reason why Penny is the only one of her kind.
Well,
When the General first challenged us to find the next breakthrough in defense technology, most of my colleagues pursued more obvious choices.
I'm sorry, I'm
I
curious about
was
the person
one of
he's
the few
covering.
Who believed in looking inward for inspiration.
You wanted a protector with a soul.
I did. And when General Ironwood saw her, he did too. Much to my surprise, the Penny Project was chosen over all the other proposals.
Why would you be surprised? You created an artificial aura.
Not quite.
You gave her part of yours?
Yes. And each time I rebuild Penny, it takes a little more. If the people get their wish and she's destroyed, I won't be able to...
Oh, that's terrible. I'm like wanting to cry.
We'll
yeah, I knew
find
it.
Whoever's
It's
responsible.
fucking Watts. I'm sorry, I didn't want to cry.
I promise.
I didn't want to curse either. I didn't want to do any of that. But I knew that was Watts. God damn it. Oh, of course he did. God. We didn't get to hear their conversation. What's going to happen?
Robin.
Scramble! No, wait! Split up and regroup at the hideout.
Ooh, wow. Traffic really was on their side.
Please stop. We just want to...
Yeah, I swear to God. Oh, like the teamwork, but that's not what this is about.
If Ironwood wants me, he'll have to send more than a couple of kids.
He is. Stopping the trucks alerted the ASOPs. We don't have long before they arrive, so please listen to us. You need to know the truth.
You're stalling.
Amity Coliseum, all these supplies, they're for a new communications tower.
That doesn't make any sense.
A new tower means the kingdoms
I
can
know
finally...
what the tower means, fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs. That's another one.
One of you take my hand.
What?
You said time is short. Either take it, or I'm gone. Tell me again, what is Ironwood building out in the tundra?
Oh!
A new communications tower. He's trying to help everyone.
You're telling the truth.
Yeah.
Handy semblance.
Why keep that a secret?
Because he doesn't know who he can trust. Atlas isn't out to get anybody. The people murdering civilians in Mantle are just trying to make it look that way. And if those same people learned about Amity, they'd do everything in their power to destroy it.
So who are they? Who's actually behind this?
Yang, Blake, where are you?
We can't tell you that part yet.
Bullshit.
Look, we are trusting you, so trust us when we say that Amity Tower needs to stay a secret until it's done. We just need a little more time.
Run! We'll throw them off!
I won't stop until I know the whole truth.
Okay, that explains a few things. Oh, and there, Yang. Yeah, that would affect you.
It's right behind that door.
What?
The Staff of Creation.
Should have tossed
I
her.
hoped
Okay.
bringing you down here might jog some memories. After all, it was your idea to use the staff to lift Atlas off the ground.
What? Really?
I thought gravity dust kept Atlas afloat.
That's the public story.
It
But
was
with
the
staff,
relic?
We have a constant,
Okay.
seemingly limitless energy source. Oswald
Wait.
speculated it could take us as high as we wanted.
So
To tell you
if
the
the
truth,
Staff of
that
Creation
served
gets
as the inspiration for the
taken,
Amity Project.
would that
Get a
mean Atlas
communication
would fall
tower
back
up in the
down?
sky, higher than the Grim can
Just a
survive.
thought.
So we never lose contact with each other again.
But you're not using the staff to raise Amity.
The staff can only be used for one purpose at a time. We're going to have to do Amity the old-fashioned way, dust and all.
It feels strange, knowing a part of me helped come up with all this.
You'll get used to it, I'm sure. Eventually, you'll even know who's who anymore.
That's not
Right.
We did know we see eye to eye. But I wish I could ask Osmond what he thought of all this.
Well, I can tell you what I think. The path you're heading down, where you're the only one with the answers, where you do the thing you think is right no matter the cost, it's not going to take you anywhere good.
There's a whole bunch of weight on everyone.
Nothing
Come on,
matters.
Ironwood.
Some things matter more, I think. Keeping our humanity. It's what makes us different from her.
And that is a difference. That's important.
Sometimes I worry that's her greatest advantage. Without humanity, does she still feel fear? Does she ever hesitate? When Salem hit Beacon, even with all my ships, all of my soldiers, I was
It was a
no match
surprise,
for her.
and she just had a better plan.
I've never felt so helpless. The way she told me she was there.
That's just because she had fucking Watts, okay? I don't even try not cursing anymore. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay to be afraid. You just can't let that fear control you.
Yeah, exactly.
I am not going to end up like Lionheart.
He let it control him. We're trying
Do
to
you
tell you,
believe in
don't.
I do believe in you. But not only you. I think the best thing you could do is sit down and talk with the people you're most afraid to.
Now you are starting to sound like him.
That was an interesting discussion. Oh, Penny. I don't like you being on edge.
Winter. What is it?
Oh, fuck off. I'm sorry, the sneeze symbol, that's never good. Oh,
What's going on?
It looks like you're getting your wish.
oh, you have
My
to...
father's first act. We've all been invited to dinner, where the general.
No,
will
don't
be
end here, I
defending
swear,
his
I'm gonna
seat on
cry.
the Council.
No, that's terrible. Oh, no. It's gonna fucking end here, I knew it. The minute... The... I love the score here with, right, I said Rising. Trust Love. This episode hurt. Wake up in a world of joy. That's so hard, though. Because it's true, you know? Not telling the truth to everyone in itself can be a problem. But telling can also lead to problems, and you know, it's just that conflict of not knowing which one's better, what's the smarter move. That's just sucky, and I hate it. They all want to do what's right. You know, they just want things to turn out okay to actually help people. That's their goal. They want to help people. But they're not, they don't have many choices. You heard it from Ironwood himself. He says he doesn't want to be like Lionheart, but in trying not to be like Lionheart, he's still, in a way, he's letting his anxiety and fear take control of his actions, and he's only focusing on one goal and saying, screw all the other aspects, because they're not as important. And that in itself is dangerous thinking. Because, no, when Yang and Blake were talking in the truck, I completely agree with her. It's definitely a dilemma that challenges your morals. But I also 100% side with Blake in her thoughts. I'm curious about Nora and her reaction because she got fired up about this stuff. But at the same time, I agree because I'm just as fed up. Once again, I don't know about what's going on in Nora's head at the moment, but I'm curious to see. And Ren spoke up loud and clear there, so I'm curious about that too. There's just so much. While last episode ended with deaths, this one kind of just ended where we see that there's little cracks and grooves into this group because we're questioning everything. We're questioning what's right or what's wrong. And that's not wrong. It's just, it's scary how that this is they're not completely being torn apart. But things are happening. And Weiss brought up that, you know, there was like they can get in through the Schneid connection. And I think she's thinking something's connected to her father. And if that's where she's thinking, she's fucking right. Oh my god, that's what fucking Watts was. Yeah, god damn it. If I can go a RWBY chapter without cursing again, I would be happy. You know, when that day comes, I will be so happy, because I don't like cursing. But, so Robin can tell if you're lying. You know, just need contact. And then I don't know what Fiona did, and I forget the other one's name, but yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, what was the name? I should remember. Was it Joanna? Joanna? May? Which one? Sorry, I'm bad with names. I'll figure it out. But no, it's so aggravating. Let's go through and actually do this. Let's try talking about it. I'm gonna be a little slow because right-handed and yeah, trouble. But let's go figure this out bit by bit. So there's currently, because of the attack and all of that, more military. I'm fed up, I'm sorry. More military, and people are not allowed to group up or have public outside meetings anymore. For fear of trouble and all of that. And as you can see, poor Mantle is just going through the ringer. But we also get to see the doctored footage, which I don't know if I mentioned in my redirect or in my reaction. But yeah, that was Watson. F him. But yeah, no, it was good, but luckily we get footage that could hopefully will technically prove her innocence, but damage has already been done, so who knows how good that footage will even be. And this throws her off kilter already. Penny's whole purpose here was to be the protector of Mantle, but now she's being looked upon as a criminal, and the people she wants to protect want her deactivated, want her shut down. That is just going to be a freaking, who am I? What's my purpose if the people I was supposed to protect hate me and think I'm a killer? What's going on? And, and she seems to be more human. And so now, the fact that she doesn't really understand those feelings, it's just a whole bunch of confusion and fear. And it sucks. It truthfully sucks. Look at her face! I didn't want to see that again. And Robin is attacking the shipments to Amity. Once again, we get to see, like, some semblances, and they're cool. And Fiona seems to be doing okay. She's wrapped up. Cool. I was worried she could possibly have been poisoned, but I don't think she is if she's doing fine here. Crow was pretty bad within the same day. Like, the very next day. So I'm assuming we're doing good for Fiona. And Ironwood is just, he's done. He is quite through with all of this madness. He's kind of going back to how we would see him in Volume 2 originally when he was talking to Ozpin about how, the military needs to be here, and, it was like and Ozpin was like, it's just like a show of, like, war, and, like, it's like, we're preparing for a war, like a fight. Like, who are we preparing to fight then? But he's going back to the mentality that, maybe I should just do this. Yeah. There is declaring martial law. Sure, that's totally something that you guys can afford to do. When no one looks good, like, no one looks up to you. Whenever they see you, they're just, like, disgusted, they're angry, they're sad. You're just making this worse. Just Nora's face. I know, I'm looking at Red and Ruby, but Nora here in particular is really the focus that I really want to draw in. Nora looks to Ironwood, like everyone else. Yeah, and then she's like, wait, what? You're actually considering it? Like, she doesn't, like, get mad or yell easily. And she does here, and she's making good points. She really is. Because when we think about it, they trust Ruby, but well, we also have to, like, look at it from this perspective. All of us, like, all of them probably understand where Ruby's coming from, and some of them agree with her. But even those who agree with her, it's on varying levels. So while some may see where she's coming from and can understand it, they may, like Nora here is like, I'm so sick of secrets. This isn't a case of being, like, so hypocritical, like, oh, you're keeping secrets yourself. This is a case of she's just genuinely done with them. She knows why it's happening, but at the same time, she's just like, why can't we just spill everything out? Why can't we just do this, do that? Why do we have to keep, like, affecting people who've done nothing but shoulder all this burden without knowing why? The people in Mantle are just left there, not being treated good, being, like, always on guard because there's military and all of that all over the place. And just, like, the dust company, like, the dust shop's being shut down because of fucking Jock, who says it's because of Ironwood, and then, like, the murder with Penny. Nothing's going good. And we can't just expect things to go better, and, like, just by declaring martial law, we're not helping anyone. We're really not. We have all had to make sacrifices. Yeah, no shit. Stuff hit the fan. We did all have to make sacrifices. But there needs to be a balance somewhere. What you're saying is you're willing to sacrifice your credit and how people view you. People view you as a horrible person. And this act is just going to make that worse. So, really, your reputation is just going to be further in the mud than it already is. But for them, it's their livelihood that's being taken away. I'm just saying. Face it, have a bad reputation for doing something good, or get a better reputation for trying to help without trying to make everyone worse first. Mantle has had to bear a lot, yes. A lot. Oh, such an understatement of the fucking century. The harder each day gets for the people down there. Yeah. Nora's, like, done with this. And like, the soldiers aren't even really helping. Like, And, like, you can tell Ironwood's done, but he's also, like... Yeah. And RWBY does bring it up. Tyrion's trying to frame you because of all this. Division. Ironwood's saying he's scared of the stuff that's gonna happen, but the thing is, by doing all of this, it's just further dividing the people, which has literally just been Salem's goal. She's said it. When united together, they are a powerful force, but when divided and filled with doubt, they're nothing. And that's just what's happening. Yes, we need to get the community tower up to restore communication, unify the people, but the thing is, if the people in your own area aren't unified, will that send a good signal out to anyone else who may already still be on edge about you? Especially knowing Jock is the freaking person who was elected to a council member. I don't know. I'm just trying to say, none of this is going good. And... RWBY, like, they're right. There's not many good choices anymore. But we need to try and pick through all of our choices. We need to try to find the best one out of the slowly becoming less good ones. It's just a difficult trial and I'm so sick of secrets. Honestly, at this point, same, but... Everything's a mess. And Nora obviously supports Robin, by the way. You know, obviously she had the symbol on her back. She put it there. Ironwood gets mad about, like, if we just told everyone about Amity and about Salem. And this is where you can see Ironwood's paranoia coming in. And kind of what I thought about it, too. About, like, people saying, why can't you just disclose the stuff about Amity? He pretty much brings it up, too. He's like, well, if people are here, if Salem's forces are here, then, they're gonna risk, like, them sabotaging the tower, making, like, it fall before it can even get up. Like, just worried about sabotage. Exactly, that's what I was thinking, too, in that aspect of, like, why they're trying not to tell anyone about it. It's understandable, but I want Robin Hill in custody. By the way, look at these two faces. If we can offer her a deal if she gets Mantle to cooperate. She can get a deal. We can offer her a deal if, you know, she gets the other people to back off for a little bit because, you know, they trust her, not me. Like, this is a case where if things were done a little bit differently, then maybe Ironwood wouldn't have as bad as a reputation, and maybe things would have been a little bit calmer. But the thing is, because of the actions that were already made and things we cannot change, he's not someone the people down in Mantle look up to. It's just a matter of fact, and it's just what we have to deal with and live with. And yes, Yang, you know, she's been the biggest talk of, like, secrets, and yes, I know, Spring Maiden, Raven, yeah, I know that, and I think, you know, you'll notice a few things, like, I'll talk about when we get there, but this discussion here, do you think we should have told Ironwood about Salem before he put so much on the line for Amity? Sounds like you do. So based off Blake's response, yes, she's fine with it. She understands it. I feel like Blake and RWBY are on the closer line of thinking, and I think Nora was at first too, but, you know, now that she's hearing a few things, she's, like, done. Blake mentions it best. Ironwood is prone to overreacting. He does deserve to know the truth. But our problem is that from hearing this, it could push him over the edge that he's honestly seeming to already be closer to getting to anyways. And we probably don't want to see him being pushed over the edge. I'm not trying to advocate for, you know, not telling people all of the facts, but I'm just trying to say that in this situation, in that split-second moment, that probably was one of the better things, because you never know what's going to happen. At this point, we can be like, well, what would happen? It's a whole bunch of if scenarios. It's like, well, if we did this, maybe this would happen, or if we did that, something like this would happen, you know? It's nothing certain, and I don't know, it's a mess, and I just can't with any of it. And they decide to tell Robin some stuff, and I'm glad. And they do briefly bring up Adam and the fact that they had to kill him. Because, let's face it, this isn't a case where they could be like, okay, let's leave now. This was a case of life or death. So, in a sense, it is something they had to do. And Blake put it best. She's not thrilled on the idea of, like, attacking, you know, the hero, and she definitely does not want to be killing people. You know? She doesn't want that to ever happen again. You know, life's probably not going to be easy, and that's going to be some words that you really mean, but, you know, life's a bitch, and it just does not want to listen to what you think. But it just shows that that stuff's still on their minds, and it still haunts them. It was obvious, but, you know, it's just even more clear now. I don't know. Yes, we'll have her recorded visual data shortly. That should prove her innocence. But the damage has already been done. Poor Penny. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I was going to talk here anyways. Okay, so, I wanted to mention this earlier. So, I mentioned before that Pietro coughs a lot. Well, you know Penny's aura, her artificial aura. Turns out, he didn't do that. By the way, that's fucking Watts. Yeah. This dude, I looked there and I was like, that's Watts. And that's why, you know, I was wanting him to uncover it. He does. He used his own aura to make Penny. And he stated, every time I had to rebuild her, it took a little more. But next time, I won't be able to before he goes into a coughing fit and cries. That's just, oh my god. That's so much on the line when we think about it now. Because originally, people were just like, oh, they could just rebuild Penny, you know, because like that. And it's like, well, the aura too, you know, that was a theory. Well, now we've learned, you know, well, at that time, yeah, she could have, obviously, she's here. But she's not always going to be that lucky whether her core is safe or not. Her core was probably really just her memories and the thing that can really, what's the word? Like, you know, take in the aura and, you know, all of that. That's just, yeah, that's a lot. That is so much. I won't be able to. Maria's back, congrats, and yeah, they're trying to talk to Robin. It takes a chase down, and they do get to tell her, in which, you know, they mentioned that this tower is to just rebuild the tower to regain communication. And she's confused because she finds out they're telling the truth, and she's like, why would you keep that hidden? And, you know, they ran out of time, and they couldn't fill her in some things, because, you know, that it needs more time before they can actually tell her. But they're trying to inform her as much as they can at this moment before the Aesops show up. And, yeah. Here to make sure she's telling the truth. Yeah, I won't stop until I know the whole truth. And then we get to the discussion down with the, Relic of Creation. Where we found out that the reason Atlas, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry. Yeah. Atlas is flying because of the Relic of Creation. And it can only do one thing at a time, which is why they have to do the long process for Amity. But that's interesting, and the public story was, you know, gravity dust. But it's really the relic. That was an interesting tidbit. Ironwood goes into some details and, like, saying, I brought you down here hoping you'd regain some memories, and I wish I would be able to talk to him and ask him what he thought about all of this. And Oscar adds his input where it's like, with, the answers, okay. You think is right no matter the cost. It's not going to take you anywhere good. Because he's being very single-minded and not thinking about the consequences to any of these actions, really. And he's like, we have to stop Salem. Nothing matters more. That is his one-track mind. That is just all he's thinking of. And he's not going to think of any repercussions for any of his actions because he's like, well, compared to stopping Salem, this is nothing. Well, I mean, for, his name. I'm sorry, I'm literally having... I'm gonna sit here. Well, you know, for the last one, the last headmaster, you guys know who I'm trying to say, whose name is for some reason eluding me, even though I said it a while ago and was just said recently. Lionheart, there we go. By focusing on one aspect, Lionheart was just focused on himself. He feared death. Ironwood, he's not really saying, I fear my death, but he's not exactly saying, you know, like, anything positive. He's just like, we need to get rid of Salem. Well, what about the people? We need to get rid of Salem! And that's, like, completely blinding him to other things that could be bad or could be completely detrimental to everything he's trying to do to begin with. Anyways, before I start going into that rant, I wanted to quickly briefly mention that Ironwood sat there and say, well, at one point, Oscar, you won't even know who's who. Such a positive thing, Ironwood. I'm so glad. I wish someone could tell me that at one point, yeah, that's that old spirit, that dude who decided that I was his new vessel. Yeah, him. Apparently I won't know if it's actually me or if it's him. I'm so glad that I won't be my own self anymore. That's such a positive reinforcement thing, man. I love it. Okay, anyways, enough of that stupid rant. Let's go into the last bit of this episode that left me angry to begin with. And yes, Oscar, you're right. It is okay to be afraid. If you weren't afraid, I would be worried about you. But you obviously are, because you're fucking paranoid. I do believe in you, but I believe in others too. I think the best thing you can do is sit down with the people you're most fear, you fear most. And then immediately they get up and you see Penny, you see Winter, and they walk out. Winter has an envelope with the Schnee symbol on it, and I'm like, oh no! And it seems, you know, we've all been invited to dinner. So I'm assuming that means literally everyone. So that's a big, oh my god, no, in so many ways. I am so scared. I'm afraid of everything. And I think, luckily, we're gonna be getting chapter 8 before the week break for Christmas. I think, I hope, please. But, oh my god. I'm just scared. I'm just, like, worried about so many things, and I just can't. So much stuff went down, and now I'm just afraid. Anyways, all of these reactions have been getting just longer and longer because I've just decided that it's necessary to talk about them. But I hate to bring it to you, but I personally do actually think it's pretty necessary to talk about. But I guess that's it. I will be kind of signing off here. I'm sorry that I got so mad and so fed up and all of that. I can't even explain why I got that bad. It's just the worst. To really, I can't put it into words. That's my issue. I just can't put it into words. I need to end this before it becomes an hour. I don't think I can talk for, well, I could, but I'm not going to. But this really was the worst case scenario we were talking about, and things just seem to be getting not better. I'm scared to say worse, because, yeah, it's just not better. And, yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I would love to hear anyone's thoughts. I will remain to be scared for till next week, if not even longer. Anyways, see you guys. Hope you have a great day, and I hope you are doing good. 18 minutes. That was not 18 minutes. That was 5. I'm joking. Have a great day. Bye.